Shiels' comeback has begun, and we are here to talk about it today. Ladies and gentlemen, right before we jump into it though, this video is sponsored by me. This video is sponsored by me. If you're a creator, an aspiring creator, anyone who makes YouTube golf videos or YouTube videos in general or wants to, watch this. If not, just skip. I'll put a timestamp right here to when this is over. You can skip past this, just get right to the video. All right, if you're still here and I have your attention, it's because you're either a creator or you want to be a creator. This message is for you. I've started sort of a consulting business. It kind of happened by accident. I started working with one of the bigger creators in the space to help with ideation, packaging, kind of became almost more of a channel manager. And at the top end for big channels, that's really what I'm doing. I'm helping them with their ideation, their packaging, their retention strategies, taking a lot of the stress of new ideas off them and the packaging, the titles, the thumbnails, allowing them to just go be creators and me kind of taking that with 100% of my time. That's what I offer to the big dogs. But I've also started scaling that down, learning how to take everything I've learned from being a creator, but also all I've learned from working with these big creators and help apply it to small channels. I have clients right now that came to me with 30 subscribers, that came to me with 300 subscribers, and I've helped them escape that 100 to 500 view jail that you kind of get put in as a new creator when you're just making mistakes. There's simple things you just don't know that will help you kind of break past, get your ideas out to people, and kind of help refine those ideas. So if you are a creator of any size and you're looking for help in packaging, ideation, titles, thumbnails, content creation in general, retention strategies, channel management, that's kind of what I do. Reach out to me. My Instagram's right here. Send me a DM. Just tell me a little bit about yourself, your channel, how long you've been doing it for, what your goals are you full-time, part-time, and where you see me maybe fitting into your business. Let's chat about it. Anyways, okay, so that's the sponsorship. So thank you to me for sponsoring today's video. Let's jump right into the news. So a couple things I want to cover. Rick Shiels come back. I want to go over his view stats and talk about it. Obviously, he's been a hot button topic over the last, I don't know, what, 6 months? Not even really 6 months, more like 2-3 months since the teasing of the live announcement and then the live announcement. We're going to get into that. But right before we do, this came out yesterday. Part 2 of Break 50, Can I Break 50 with Grant Horvath and GM Golf. In 21 hours, it has 1.1 million views. Now, this shouldn't be a huge shock to anyone because these guys are obviously, I mean, Bryson is probably the biggest creator right now per video views, but Grant is, I would still argue, a bigger creator. He posts more. He still gets very similar per video views. But anyway, the point is these are the two biggest creators in the space. And then Garrett is also still a huge player and historically has been one of the biggest players, but he's a part of two of the biggest channels in YouTube Golf, in GM Golf, and Good. So it's a recipe for success from a viewership, from an engagement standpoint, and it definitely seems to have delivered with views. So I just wanted to tease that because that's obviously a cool one that has come out. I like this series from them, well, from Bryson. I'd like to see it with pros personally, pros that I haven't seen on YouTube before, but still, YouTube Golf's going to love that one. All right, speaking of YouTube Golf, Rick Shiels has come out hot and heavy. So we had the live announcement, and basically everything since then was like, how's this going to go for him? Obviously, he had a ton of bad press around this. He lost 20,000 subscribers, but then he came back with a Rick Shiels versus Jon Rahm and versus Koepka video. We did talk about that one. Did well, kind of lower than you would expect. And why I'm saying that is because if we go look at like a collaboration video from Grant, I mean, most of Grant's collaboration with pros now are like in the 1.4 million views, 1.9. I mean, that's Tiger, but still 1.9, 1.7 with Phil. Let's see, where's another pro collab? Even his collab with Rick, 964,000 views. Colin Morikawa, 1.8. Bryson DeChambeau, 1.1. Tony Finau, 1.3. You see my point. So still kind of like shockingly low views, but I think what might contribute to that is that I didn't even realize this when I talked about it the first time. It's only 3 holes with each player. So that's like kind of the like tailor-made shoot format, which we all like know is not our favorite just because, I don't know, it just feels like a little maybe produced. So that might have been the only thing working against him, but you know he's going to get 18-hole matches because, lo and behold, 2 videos later, Walking Neiman, Rick Shiels, if I start 10 under par, can I beat Walking Neiman? That video came out 3 days ago, but you can just see the flux of videos that have been coming out. So this was 8 days ago, Break 75 is back, Night Golf Special. Then, can I beat Walking if I start, or Wacko if I start 10 under par? And then just 2 hours ago, can Rick Shiels break 75 in Australia? So, very much coming out hot and heavy with the views. I mean, the obvious thing is that all 4 of these videos so far this year, 5 of these videos have been live-specific videos. which I do find interesting. And I kind of speculated this when he was listing off all the different formats he's going to be doing. He talked about 1v1s. He talked about break 75s at the courses. He talked about 4-man scrambles with the teams. He talked about like whole walkthroughs with players. And he listed off like 4 or 5 different formats and said he was going to do each one of them at each live event. And there's 14 live events. So it basically made me be like, there's got to be at least like 5 or 6 videos a month from live. Well, still Rick saying that there's going to be content that isn't this. So what that means is Rick's going to be uploading a lot this year, like potentially more than before. So it's just interesting. It's interesting. I feel like the videos just are like, they look more, I don't know, like it has a different look to it. Maybe it's just all the live golf, the darkness, the text, I don't know, something about it looks different. But what we can see that is positive is that over the last year, Rick Shiels had a slight decline in views, a slight, pretty decent decline in subscribers, but not losing subscribers, but in subscriber growth. In the last year, 365 days, a slight decline in views, but obviously nothing too notable. It was really in the last 3 months where you noticed a huge dip. So he was overall gaining in the last 90 days before 40,000 subscribers, gained 0. This in part to the fact, obviously, that he had that massive drop off of 20,000 subscribers when he signed with Live, but also the views. The views were a big difference. He had 14.61 million views, which is 14.7 million views below the previous 90-day period. So the previous 90-day period, he had like 31 million views. And in this period, he only had 14.6. So obviously that's a little surprising. That's a little shocking. Last 28 days, you can see less of a decline, 619,000 over the last 28 days below average with 4.09 million views. Still an overall loss of subscribers. But again, a lot of that can be attributed to the fact of the announcement. If we just go to the last 7 days, we see it coming back. And this is what a lot of people predicted. He's gained 10,000 subscribers in the last 7 days, which is a huge amount of subscriber growth considering he lost 10K in the last 28 days. And in the 90 days before that, he gained 0 total subscribers. So 10,000 subscribers in the last 7 days is huge. And his views are up 1.4 million from the previous 7-day period. Now, obviously, that's due to the fact that he basically didn't upload until like 2 weeks ago. And this is like a little bit lagged behind. But to see all these numbers in the green for Rick, it's kind of cool. And I think you can see his subscribers are back up. He was down to 2.91. When he announced the Live partnership, he was at 2.93. Obviously, these are pretty rough numbers. There's like 4 whole figures that aren't filled in this. But he's back up. He's back up by 10,000 subscribers. And I think this is going to happen. I think there's obviously people who like Rick a lot who are still here, going to watch every single video. He's going to have videos that break past his core audience that definitely do stuff that excite people, like again, whether it be collabs like this. There's definitely still some stones to be unturned. Maybe he has an episode with Phil and Grant in their 2v2 series. There's a lot of opportunity that's going to come with this Live partnership, and just the sheer quantity of quality content that's going to come out from him. Like, he might have less per video views because the individual videos might not be as exciting. Like, 2 of his most recent videos are kind of below the 50th percentile. But again, still not doing terrible. He's not getting 10 of 10s or, even 9 of 10. His worst right now is an 8 of 10, then a 7 of 10 with the Walking Neiman, which the Wacko video I'm sure is kind of shockingly low for 3 days, 284,000 views, considering again, like what Grant is doing. But Rick's not Grant right now. Grant is his own beast, and I don't think we should be comparing. He's obviously still one of the more influential figures, but I think he's going for a different model. Like, it's just, he's going to be putting out a lot of high quality content, which will probably result in lower per video views, but overall, it's likely that we'll see his overall aggregate views for the month, for the year, for all these periods rise. His subscribers will probably also rise. And it's also cool to see, like, this might attract a more world audience, like not just the UK and the US, but focusing on things like this, Australia, he's going to be traveling all over the world with Live. I feel like he might start to attract almost more of a global audience, which could be a way to grow Rick's channel even further. So anyways, guys, that's the update on Rick. I know a lot of people were curious about everything he had going on. So yeah, that's the update on behind the scenes with Rick. Let me know what your thoughts are on the direction of his channel right now, and just honestly the direction of YouTube Golf, where we see it going. I mean, we talked about this in the last video, but Grant Horvath obviously trying something very different with this golf balls video. Obviously, it's underperforming for him. I don't know if it'd be, let's check where it's ranking for him right now, I kind of think it's probably a 10, but also this is not a video, and I know he would have known this, that would have premiered high. It probably is one that's 10 out of 10, but it's probably one that would start low, and then the goal is to have it kind of break past that core audience. So we'll see. Give this one time. With some time, this one could definitely break through. But I know, Grant, I know that like following this video, there's going to be like 40 of these, like another 40 of these. Like he's going to go back to get like 1 million plus views per video. This is definitely just him trying something different, which I talked about in the last video. But anyways, guys, I'm going to stop talking. That's the update. Thank you so much. Send me a DM if you're a creator and you want to chat. I'll hop on the phone with you. We'll see if we can make something work. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.